another episode of Going Direct. I'm really excited because today we have two wonderful guests who are in town for our membership 101/daily liaison training. We have Bruno, who's the commander of the Honor Guard, and Dominic Pulsipher, who's the training officer for the Honor Guard. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, actually, the opportunity.
I'm going to kind of throw it over to you both real quick. If you could just give us a little background on your role in the Honor Guard and what you both do.
Okay. Well, my name is Bruno. I have the pleasure and the honor of being the current commander of Cal Fire Level 281 Honor Guard. I've been in the Honor Guard for going on 20 years now. This is my 20th anniversary year. And it was, I guess I got to say, it wasn't my vision to be an Honor Guard member 20 years ago. I was encouraged, and I'll tell you the truth. Mike Greer. So Mike Greer was the Central Area leader for the Honor Guard for a couple of years at that point, and he told me, "Hey, buddy, I need some more people in the Honor Guard." And I said, "Mike, I'm trying to get permanent. I'm trying to become an engineer. I don't know if I could do that." And after about a couple months, then he picked me up at my house. We went to go have lunch, and he drove me to the uniform store and ordered my Class 8. He says, "Okay, you're going to be an Honor Guard member. We have a graduation in a few weeks." And I said, "Okay." So, and it went from there. Obviously during that time, we talked often about it, and it was. He explained to me the value and supporting our people. And then, once I really got into it, I couldn't imagine my career not being an Honor Guard, not supporting and serving our people, our families. So that's a little bit about me, I guess. Don, what you got?
I saw, I didn't know we had an Honor Guard when I was first getting into the department. And then I saw some pictures and saw some funeral where the Honor Guard was involved, and instantly I was like, I need to be there too. And I've always had it to where it's in me personally, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain sometimes, I guess. I just felt that when you see something and you have a calling somewhere, that you need to be there, because if not you, then who type of mentality. And I just felt that it's probably one of the most honorable jobs you could have, not only in the military, but the fire service, to ensure our members have a proper send-off. Mm-hmm. And so I've always held Honor Guards in high regard in my mind, even traveling the nation. And I got into the Honor Guard when one of my coworkers had passed away. And that was my first funeral, was being involved in the Honor Guard was with him or for him. So that was an eye-opener, and I met everybody and experienced what they go through and how they do their job. And I got involved and just focused on learning more movements, drills, and ceremony, and rehearsing, and has a little bit of background from the military, doing it in the Army, and things just progressed. And as I looked into more, and we created a training manual, started getting more involved and became the training officer for our Honor Guard. And now here I am today.
Love it. And before we actually move forward in our conversation, I do want to acknowledge Shep's passing, because Shep Shepard, who founded the Honor Guard, recently passed away. And I did not know him, but I've heard many, many wonderful things about him and his heart for his brothers and sisters. And I was just wondering if you wanted to, just say a few words or the story about him.
Well, I met Shep 20 years ago, and he was a giant of a man, not just because of his physical size. He was very tall, but his his love and his compassion for people, and what he started is, you know, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't know our department and what it is today if I didn't become a member of the Honor Guard. And it was his vision that started that his vision of service, of love for his people, and honoring them and respecting them, and making sure that we're at every funeral, that we are there when an engineer or a firefighter, starts his official career, and it's that love that he showed us, that we have grown and evolved. Yeah, he was a funny man, funny man. He really took us under his wing. He affectionately called us his children. He says, "Oh, you guys are all my kids." I cannot. I've heard it so many times. I can't imagine. I did when we started this. He said, "We started this. I did not expect it to grow in this magnitude. I did not expect it to develop into this. But when you do something right, it doesn't have a choice but to grow and develop." Mm-hmm. And he was a very kind man. Yeah, he took care of us quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much more I can add on to that. I came to the Honor Guard and was fortunate enough to be around Shep at some events, not a lot of them, as he was phasing out, and or just unable to participate as much, but just a very humble person, and his vision for the Honor Guard and what he wanted the Honor Guard to be there for and do. I just tried to take that and move forward with it, and not only for him, but for our membership, to honor our own and continue the path to the high standards that he would have wanted us to be at. So that's my experience with him.
Yeah. To kind of talk about it a little bit more, what was his original vision, and how has the Honor Guard, how's it grown in the 20 since 30? Is it 30 years now?
30 years.
In 30 years, how did it, or when it started to now, what does that growth look like?
Well, I guess to just plainly speak about it, from what I understood, it was that vision of service and honoring during those funerals and the graduations and those official times that we come across in our career, at the beginning and at the end of our career. And that was the initial vision, and then you'll hear rumors and stories about what was going through those guys' mind, and what we really need here is we need Pat, we need Charlie, we need Skip Sanders, we need Mikey Carr, we need the original gangsters, the original guys here, and getting them sit here and talking, because that would be a hoot. Yeah. That's probably not going to be it. That needs to be edited. Yeah. But to hear their vision on it would be very impressive. But something that started so small has developed to the point where it's represented and supported on the department side at this level, and the union side equally. It's grown so much, to the part where we've developed a funeral policy that is so intricate, with support of the Honor Guard and our for these funerals, the different time beats. So it's grown so much, to the point where hey, we're up at night just thinking about stuff like, okay, we need to do now. We're talking about swag and creating a store to market, to get our stuff out there, because people want it. People want to support. People want to be part of something so positive.
Yeah. I think it's cool to note too that the Honor Guard, you go to funerals across the country.
Yes.
And you support other departments, and that's amazing too. I don't know if a lot of people know that we were recently some of the guys went back for the firefighter who lost his life in Kansas City.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's amazing that you not only support our men and women, but we support departments across the country too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, people might be asking, why are our Honor Guard members being sent, to another state across the country? Well, when you go and travel and you show up at that meeting area for the Honor Guard members in preparation for that service, and they see that different path, and they're just like, wow, can't believe you guys from Cali? You guys came all the way from California for the summit? And we're just like, absolutely. And that's when we raised that Union flag higher.
Mm-hmm.
We represented that Honor Guard patch, and we're showing them that, hey, brother, we are here.
Mm-hmm.
It's that true level of love and respect that we're saying, hey, you know what? We feel for you, and we're going to help lift you up, and we're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah. There's been many times where we've been out across the nation, and it's fortunately or unfortunately their first line of duty death. And there's been many times where I've been out and I just try to introduce myself, let them know who I am, that we're here to support them. And if it's just to be there in presence with other fire agencies to show support, and that, they're not by themselves. It's, I've taken roles to help guide them in an order of service, in training, because they've never done it before. They may have a small honor guard, but they don't have a team that could handle a type 1 service, a line of duty death by themselves. So I'll always offer, is there anything to take off your plates, so your guys can focus on this aspect, or just make things a little bit easier.
And so they can be present.
Yeah, and so that their members can be present in the front there. So I've been very fortunate doing that, and it's happened quite a bit, actually.
Same here. Yeah, I've been out to another state, and not that they're doing it wrong.
No,
I can
nothing.
see, just because of the years of experience that we have, I can see that they're going to run into a couple of challenges, and so I'll go up to that section leader, that detail leader, and I'll say, hey, I could be of assistance if you'd like. Yeah, you typically say, oh, no, we're okay. But then I just can't let them struggle like that. So I'll just run a couple ideas. I say, well, possibly if we do this, or if we make this movement, and we echo commands and this and that, and then they'll be like, oh, you know what, that's a good idea. You know what, then they finally say, yes, we would love your help. And then next thing you know, I'm running the whole section, and then they're pulling me into multiple roles. But that's what we do. And we come together, we lift them up, we say, hey, you know what? And it's not about us. It's about what we can give and what we can support with.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing. So.
And that comes from the unfortunate about how many funerals that we actually do at Cal Fire. So we're averaging 2 a week, right?
Yeah.
Roughly. Next week we have 2 on the same day. And there's been multiple weeks where we've had 3 and 4 details in 1 week, some 2 in the same day throughout the whole state. So once like when we're assisting another agency, and we just have a quick chat, it's a by default. It's just we do it so much that we see things and we know how to streamline stuff and help. We just want to help.
I didn't realize that's a lot.
Yeah, we're pretty active. We're too active. My dream, my vision would be if we just went months without any kind of details. Not because we don't want to do them. It's just that means that something tragic happened.
Yeah.
Or, the department's being impacted in a tough way, or, I would love to not have any business.
Yeah.
And when I say 2 details a week, those aren't line of duty deaths, obviously. It's retirees. Are the bulk of our services. It's retiree funerals. And then we have the large memorials across the United States. So we just came back from the National Memorial. The Wildland is happening right now, right?
This weekend coming up.
This weekend, yeah. So the Wildland Memorial in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, it's keeps everybody busy.
Yeah.
Quite
Absolutely. And then obviously the planning for all that takes some time. And, the many hours I spend on the road going up and down the state, and, all I'm doing is making phone calls and trying to prep and support and certify our group to stand them up to make sure that they're ready to go and support those services. So, it can be a little busy for sure.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Yeah. We'll kind of segue a little bit why you guys are here this week. We do have the membership 101/family liaison, I forget what we're calling it, class. And can you tell us a little bit more about that and what your role in that class is, and what union officers, union members, if they want to take it, what they would learn from it?
Oh, Dom, you want it or do you want me to do it?
You can start.
All right. So we learned a long time ago that obviously that it's a great course, and it sets up our union officers to be able to support the department, the chapter, our families, our union during those deployments, or if we have an injured firefighter that's in a hospital, they need to go and support and serve that. If there's a fatality, if something of importance that needs to be supported by somebody with authority from the union. So they're training those officers up to help out the families and to be the voice and the hand for union leadership here. What we learned throughout the years is that if the honor guard is engaged with them here at the class setting, then we can share our experiences and help them understand a little bit more of how to interact with the honor guard when they're supporting those families at the local unit level. Because there's been many times that maybe a new officer that has been put into a role of service and support for a family or a loved one, and they may not have that experience, or the person that usually does that role is unavailable because of incident, because of vacation, or whatever the case is. So they want to train them up, and we thought it was very, very helpful for the honor guard to be here, because we can help guide them on how to work with us, because we're kind of a different animal for sure. With our experience, we've been able to help them be successful, and so we try to take the opportunity to be here in every class, so that way we can help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, usually there's a lot of questions they have going through the class, and when things are presented out, oftentimes they feel like, oh, I'm responsible for all of this whole big long list of things. And in reality, it's not their responsibility 100%. It's just things that the liaison would be tasked with potentially, but it branches out. So we have the honor guard, depending on what the situation is. The honor guard is going to be taking care of a lot of things, and it allows a single point of contact. Mm-hmm. So with the department, with family, with the honor guard. So everything, instead of a whole bunch of people bombarding them, it goes to a single point of contact, and then we find the family's needs. But through experience, repetition, there's always something that doesn't go as smoothly as we would like it to. So we try, the reason, and Chris mentioned we're here, is to take those experiences and pass those on to those members, mm-hmm. so that they understand how they can approach us, talk to us, and so we can work together seamlessly to hopefully alleviate any of those issues. It's a highly charged emotional environment when tragedy strikes, as we all know. And so we just try to work and head off some things that could be forgotten or not be handled as appropriately as we would like. And so it's an invaluable tool for these members to go through this class. And I also believe for us to be here to present our experiences and to answer questions that they have as they go through the class.
And it also doesn't hurt to have a name to the face.
Yeah.
So, they know that if they need help, they can reach out to us, and if they see it, if they hear it, that they'll know they're going to the right people. We got it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the class right now, yesterday, or this week, and have made comments to both of us, to Chris and I, about, hey, we've seen you guys. It's so weird to not see you in your honor guard uniform, because every time they see us, we're doing the duties of the honor guard, and we're in that uniform and taking care of business usually. And so there's been several people that made mention, like, it's kind of nice to see, a name with the face, even though we know your name or we've seen you many times. But it's they say it's nice that you're here and can chat with you, pick your brain. Some of you're not in that honor guard uniform for a funeral service. So I found that it's like, oh man, true. Because at least half the people, or almost all of them, I've seen them, and they've seen me, but it's always, I'm doing honor guard, So they're like, do you go to your work too? I go, oh yeah. This is the second full-time job, and it's a good thing to have in place.
Yeah, for sure. Of all of your years' experience, not to get too personal, but I mean, how do you balance? I mean, it is like you said, it is a full-time job, being a part of the honor guard, and especially you guys have leadership roles in it, and that many services per week. Like, how do you balance? This with your job, with your family, with your life? That must be tricky.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. I'm fortunate enough to have a supporting wife. She backs me 100% in this, and she went to a funeral for the first time with me as honor guard, and it was from one of our own fallen that passed away earlier this year. And she's, some people just don't do well around services like that, but she was a friend of his also, and went. So I think more so, not that she didn't, but more so now than ever, she's just like, man, I get it. She listens to what I say when I come home, but being there for that full service and realizing the emotional highs and lows that we go through while we're there, the toll it takes when we come home just completely drained. But to balance things out, I think if you just don't have support at home, then it's going to be tough to get through. It makes things that much harder. So we have a lot of details or services that we do, but that's why we have a roster of people, and we call on them to see availability, and we pick people, and there's people either working or off duty or on vacation or have family things. So when we send out these requests, hopefully people respond back, and then we put a team together, and it could be, a couple of people from Northern California, a couple of people from South, one person from Central, but it'll bring a team together, and we will go through the service and plan it out or assist, and then take care of duties. So, and then off duty, just try and enjoy family, go do hobbies and stuff like that. And,
yeah. Is there support in place for honor guard members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is. I think that our union leadership have pinpointed that this is a priority to make sure that we're getting support, and we are being evaluated periodically for our status, our mental health and wellness.
Yeah.
Obviously, as the department has developed also that support structure, ESS and mental health wellness, those peers that are able to help reach out and help us. So did the union, and they have put in place opportunities for us to go and seek help, to be part of retreats, to where we can find mechanisms and techniques to alleviate some of that baggage, some of that weight. Because I'd be lying if I say that we can do all these funerals and details and be on the go so much and it not affect us. I mean, let's be quite honest. It's a tough job. Mm-hmm. It's a passion that we have to serve and support and extend that love and lift them up. But while we're doing that, we're carrying that load, And that's one of the reasons that we need to, we're one of the largest honor guards that I know, that's for sure. But we need to be twice as big. Here in the next couple of years, we're going to add another couple thousand employees to the department.
Yeah.
A couple thousand employees to the department's going to bring in how many families?
Yeah.
And when that happens, if we're being taxed at this level, unfortunately, we need to change our strategies, and we need to shift a little bit. We need to pivot. Whether that's a permanent position in the honor guard, or 2 or 5, or whatever that looks like. We need to develop a method in which we can stand the changes that are necessary to happen. It's a lot. It is an absolute lot, and I appreciate that our union is behind this 100% to make sure that we're seeking the help that we need.
Yeah.
We recently, December, we went to a retreat to about 25 of us, 30 of us honor guard went to, and it was an opportunity for us to disengage for a moment. Do we have details that were planned that week? Absolutely. But we had to shift and pivot, and get help ourselves. And it was very powerful. There were some folks that, weren't seeking that opportunity, but once they got there and they got immersed in that program, it was a positive experience that we all appreciated. It brought us closer together. It explained a lot of things. I came home and I was talking to my wife, and she was looking at me like, what's going on with this guy?
Well, I imagine when you're in it, you're just so in it and you're focused. And then, some people think, I don't need it. But when you get there, you realize actually this is heavy. This is a lot. I needed
Oh my gosh.
that reprieve.
Yeah, then if you do what we do for any period of time, you're just like, man, if you don't know any different,
Yeah.
and you just keep going
Yeah.
because you believe in something so much, it's you kind of you put your own emotions and own aims to the side, and we do that as human beings.
Yeah.
Because this is powerful to us. This is we all look for that calling in our life, right? Hey, I want to do something that's going to help support and serve somebody. Well, I think we found our calling.
Yeah.
We found our calling to help our people, our families. That very first time that I gave a flag to a widow, I was so nervous because I didn't want to mess up.
Yeah.
It was so powerful. And to not do this would that'd be life changing. Yeah. So obviously the union identified that we needed our care also. So that's why they have these opportunities, and they want to support us at that level, and they do a great job at doing that. We appreciate them.
Yeah.
I think the pathway that's provided to us that allows us to have tools or guidance that's given to us to process what we're doing has been a huge help. So there's a lot of times, as firefighters or police officers and military or people in public service, the outlet is possibly drinking or gambling or something, there's other ways to process the things that we're doing. And it's been a huge help for me because given other tools, I'm like, okay, and the reasoning to go through what we just did, process if it was a line of duty death, or even a retiree of a fellow that we knew for a long time. It just gives us a different opportunity, or gives us an opportunity to process move in a different manner, in a more positive light than falling into some routine and stacking stuff up in your head and being triggered by something that's so simple, even if you're driving to work, and it just, something clicks. You're like, oh, and you're like, what's going on with me right now, and because you saw something that related to that line of duty death, and now your emotions are coming out, months later or something. And when we're doing our job, generally, we don't have time to process the emotional part of it. And a lot of times it's in between the many details that are involved within a funeral itself. Like we go out and we're doing our detail, we come back and you're just like, what did I just do? Did I read the firefighter's last alarm correct? You just feel like there's all these lights on you, you're sweating and you're trying to maintain composure, military bearing. And you get back to the back room and you just, like your emotion hits, bam, and you got to wipe your face, wipe your eyes, and, I have to be lined up over here because we're going to do this next, and you get through all that, and it's just an emotional roller coaster. It's crazy. And the bond that we build as Honor Guard together as a team, it just increases. And then now more so over the past years of having an additional outlet where we can talk to those that do that for a living, not Honor Guards, but help with mental stress. It's been a positive. Very positive.
That's amazing. I do want to be mindful of the time because I know you guys have class, but I do want to ask if someone, we're going to obviously have to come back and carry on the conversation.
I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot.
I do want to, though, ask, I know that there are kind of two arms of the Honor Guard, right? Like the general member and then pipes and drums. Like someone is listening to this and they're inspired and they want to get involved. What do they do? How can they do that? And what is in place for them to either train or grow in that area?
Okay. Well, we are always looking for folks that would like to join our Honor Guard family and serve our families and support our membership throughout the state. I always say this, that there's one Honor Guard. We have our general members that perform the movements, the ones in our Class A uniform. They take care of the flag, the drills, and all that. That's our general membership. So if somebody is not musically inclined or is not looking to play a bagpipe or a drum or support the band, then they can opt for that portion of the Honor Guard. Mm-hmm. If somebody is talented, maybe had drumming experience in school, or they play the drums on the side, or they have an inkling to be bold and brave enough.
You don't have to be talented to do it.
Exactly.
You just have to start.
Exactly. If they want to support the band section, then there's an avenue to join the band as well. And here's something that maybe not everybody knows. You don't have to be an employee of the department to join our Honor Guard. We have folks from other departments that have seen, they've witnessed what we do, how powerful it is, and they say, like Dom said earlier, hey, I need to be part of that group.
Yeah.
I need to help. I need to serve it. And if they're blessed enough to have those talent, that musical ability, then hey, there's a spot for you here. And like yourself, to be bold and brave enough to say, you know what, I want to learn. I want to be part of this. I need this. Those are the kind of people that we have. So there's avenues. There's an article that comes out periodically from the union, and there is a QR scan code in there, and there's reference to who to contact to join the Honor Guard. Our Honor Guard is divided into 3 sections: North, South, and Central. We have area leads for those sections, and those would be the people that they would contact directly. You can contact any Honor Guard member, and they'll put you in the pathway to leadership for us, and we can guide them through the application process. And what we ask is primarily, do you have the time to support and serve? Because that's going to be crucial. If the house is good, they have a strong support structure with their spouse, and their family, and then they can donate time to our cause, that we absolutely would love to talk to them and guide them through joining us. But it's got to be right for them. It's got to be right for the family. It's got to be right for their work. If they're just starting out their career, but they see us and they want to join this fight and the support, then they got to make sure that their job can support that as well. Because as a new employee that's starting out in the department, they're getting their foot at the door. They need to develop and get right at work, and then they can add something additional. So work's got to be good. The house got to be good, and then obviously they need to be a union member. They need to know that who they're supporting and why we're doing it. I've seen the value in being a union member even before I joined the Honor Guard, and I think it's honestly it's amazing to be part of something so positive, so pure. So back to what I was saying. There's ways that you can join. You can call the union office. They can guide you. You're a great advocate for us.
I love the Honor Guard. You know that. But
Well, since you are a member.
yeah.
And how did you join? May I ask? I'm asking you questions. Turn this camera around. Let's ask first.
Well, I was moved by my very first IFF memorial in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
And I remember I've always loved the bagpipes, and I have zero musical ability. And I just remember being like so moved. I had found out right beforehand my uncle had passed away, like 20 minutes before the ceremony. And I was like, you're in that weird state, and then you're there for work, and I was 4 months on the job. Like, I didn't really know anyone. And it was honestly it's weird to say that the IFF Memorial is my favorite work thing that we go to, because it's heartbreaking on one hand, but the fraternal brotherhood, the camaraderie, the support you see it is truly so moving. And if I was ever in the fire service or had a loved one in the fire service, to see that send off, it really moves you. And I just started being like, well, I knew that we needed pipers. We needed, our band. We were always looking for band members, what I've been told. And so I was like, well, I mean, I'm not a firefighter, but I work for the union. Can I join? And it kind of just snowballed. And the Honor Guard is so supportive. And one of the things I wanted to point out is there is support for the pipes and drums. If people are interested and they don't have the experience, some of the older pipers are always willing to help. I know Ray, I meet with Ray all the time. He kind of does lessons for new pipers. And I know that some of the drummers will help out some of the drummers. So it's very supportive, and it is amazing to be part of.
Yeah, they're a wonderful group.
They are.
They are a wonderful, wonderful people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all are.
So we have a recurring ad in the Firefly magazine, correct? Yeah. So I would say the QR code that's in there to reach out to the Honor Guard, click on that. That'll take you to we have our webpage, right? Which is.
I think it'll take you to your link tree. But you could also go to the calfirelocal281.org website and click on Honor Guard and the Honor Guard page there.
Right. So it's local281.org.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So click
Just
on
put your phone number out there, Don.
Right.
Put the number
So,
I'll put it at the bottom.
so those are the two ways that I would go about looking into the Honor Guard. But depending on what unit you work in, just reach out to the local unit. Most likely there's Honor Guard members within that unit. And you can find out who they are, or those members can find out who they are and contact them directly, or going through the union membership, elected union officials there in that unit.
Yeah.
From there, even on the link tree, there's an application. Fill that out. We have people from firefighter ones all the way up to multi-star ranked individuals. And what we say in the Honor Guard is there is no rank. We have a command staff because we have functions to fill, but otherwise we don't wear a name tape. We don't wear rank on our uniforms. It's nameless, faceless. It's how we view it. And we're there to honor the fallen and take care of families. Yeah. So we have people of various, from retirees, like I said, all the way from multi-star down to seasonal firefighter ones. And it's the combination of people that bring the honor guard to what it is to do our duties. Yeah. So we're listed in the command staff too. The phone numbers are, and if anybody ever is interested in the honor guard, they can just contact any one of us, and we can start the process.
And I do want to do a little plug too. Probably should have run it by you guys before. But Patty, Eddie, and Brenda do an amazing job capturing footage and being there. And I imagine if someone is a photographer on the side and they want to get involved, maybe that's a way to help out the honor guard as well. If you're willing to come and maybe I don't want to.
No,
but
absolutely.
they do such an incredible job, and that's one way to support too that I don't think we always notice.
100%. 100%. Yeah, they're basically if you have a calling to help serve our people, then just reach out to us. Let's talk.
Yeah, we'll find a spot for you.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys both so much. I do think we need to have a part 2 and carry on the conversation.
With Don here too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, so we
You
need
have
to get
to
some
test.
stuff on there.
Yeah. So, but have a wonderful rest of your class, and we'll chat later.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.